An idea of a research study. My team came up with an idea to investigate the impacts of 3G cell phones on us, and we compared 3G phones to an old, like the non-smartphone, the non-3G phones. Great idea, important. By the time we got it through to the review board in the college, by the time we collected the data, by the time we analyzed it, 2 years passed. Guess what happened? 4G's out. Too late. You missed it. Not relevant anymore. This is very challenging because it leaves us, society, without really being able to easily know how to deal with these influences. And they are everywhere. Technology is everywhere. And the cell phone is just one example that really epitomizes this. So my hope is that lectures like this can at least streamline some of the information for you. And what we'll turn to now is talking about some of the influences of technology. What is the research that, even though it is a year or two or three or four behind, what is it telling us? What are the trends? Let's help you get a finger on the pulse. So we know there are a lot of upsides. Research is coming out telling us that there are a lot of benefits to technology. We can talk about benefits to society, family, and the individual person. First, society. We know that cell phones, and I'm really going to focus a lot on this, on cell phones. The internet is a much broader question. We only started playing around on the internet in 1991. The World Wide Web became publicly available in 1991. Nothing. It's nothing. Now it's everything. We don't even carry around money anymore because it's all held on the internet. We don't even keep information because it's all on the cloud. The cloud, what a concept, ladies and gentlemen. This is a groundbreaking idea. You don't have to hold on to anything anymore. It's up there. We got it. We got it. We have it covered on the internet. And it's safe. Trust us. We're not going to do anything bad with your information. We'll get back to that in a little bit. But let's talk about the positives. So society. Well, we all just went through a great debate. The presidential election, it actually was pretty close, which is exciting for our country to know that we are engaged in our political decision making. And in fact, because of the use of technology, we were able to, within 5 seconds of a presidential candidate stating a fact in the debate, there was thousands of tweets on Twitter about whether what he said was true or false. Fact checkers were all the rage. That was not possible in the last election. Well, the last election was the beginning of it. But certainly in the previous election, in the Bush era, Clinton era, no way. Amazing opportunities. What about social change that's happened due to technology? Many of us are following the events in the Middle East. And certainly we see a lot happening in Israel. We see a lot happening in Egypt right now, and certainly, of course, in Syria for the past 18 months. Tremendous uprisings. We know that what's called the Arab Spring was sprung due to technology, due to Twitter and Facebook. It's undeniable that the movements that happened with that massive amount of people could not have happened without the ability to communicate outside of the regimes. And we're talking 10 countries. We had, beginning with Tunisia in 2010, Yemen, Algeria, Libya, Kuwait, Egypt, as I said, Syria, and the list goes on. This is due to technology. Amazing to have this kind of social change. A couple of facts about this. In 2011, according to Twitter, the top hashtag, and a hashtag is basically an indicator, it's a highlighted word that they put a pound sign before. So let's say we're talking about the sit down. I might say, hashtag the sit down. And that becomes a topic that people can reference to each other by just writing hashtag the sit down, and then it all connects to anyone. I can look at the sit down and see everything anyone's ever written about the sit down due to a hashtag. The #1 hashtag in 2011 on Twitter, this massive engine, was hashtag Egypt. And hashtag January 25th, which referenced the start of the Egyptian uprising, was #8 on Twitter's list. And this is in competition with Justin Bieber and anything else you can think of, and Burberry bags and Kim Kardashian, anything else that we think is so important in the world, toppled by the revolution, of course. Toppled Spanglish, toppled by the revolutions that were happening. In 2010, no news events appeared in the top 8 on Twitter. In 2010, Twitter, the social media network, only was concerned with social issues, with pop culture. 2011, boom, evolution happens. Technology takes us to the next level. Social change occurs, and these entire regimes are toppled. What about commerce? How has technology influenced commerce? 2 days ago was Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday. Sounds so official, Cyber Monday. It's as if it's been with us since 2005. 2005. Cyber Monday begins. We had the report this morning from IBM. IBM's digital analytics showed that 25.6% jump in online sales on Monday compared to 2011. 25% increase in sales. And many of us are still battling the recession mentality. But 25% increase. Due to what?
Free shipping.
Smartphone use. Smartphone use. The fact that apps are now streamlining business to the retailers. This is a tremendous change that's happening. 18%, more than 18% of traffic to retailer websites came from smartphones and tablets. A 70% increase, 70% increase from the previous year. What does that mean about next year? Of course, the numbers are going to go up. It's not going to stop. And it accounted for nearly 13% of sales. Interestingly, this is an aside, shoppers who came from online social networks like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube accounted for less than 0.5% of sales on Monday, which is a decrease from last year. My prediction is that next year that number will skyrocket because Facebook just announced their new system for directing people with gifting. What about family? What about the influences on family? Well, we know that technology helps us, and many of the parents in the room will tell you, what's a great advantage of technology for you, parents?
You can find your kids.
Find your kids. #1 answer on the board. Find your kids. And know where they are. I can even track them when they don't know that I'm tracking them to know where they are. That's how sophisticated technology is. I can use video capacity to chat with people all over the world. My parents live in Florida in the winter. So I Skype with them. Mom, Dad, how are you doing? We finally trained them on Skype, which was a process in itself. And I communicate with them on video. Today I spoke to a friend in Israel. Yesterday I spoke to a friend in Switzerland. I communicate with friends all over the world. It keeps the family connected. Amazing. What about personal? How does it affect us personally in a positive way? Well, we can go on and on about this. We don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to highlight just 2 or 3 positive impacts of technology. I'd like to challenge you right now to tell me what year was the last year the Chicago Cubs made it into the playoffs?
That's a guide question.
Okay, next question. I'm getting there, don't worry, I'm equal opportunity lecturer. Not easy to figure that answer out.
We figured it out.
Ah, okay. If you had your phone on you, guy or girl, Google it. These days on my phone, this is what I do. Open it up, okay? Siri, please tell me, she didn't work. Okay. We'll get back to Siri in a minute. But I can get to information rapidly. Access to information is expanding all over the place. Has anyone read in the New York Times, I got an email recently, about MOOCs. Anyone know what a MOOC is? M-O-O-C?
No.
You will hear about it for the next 2 years. It's massive open online courses. These are the free lectures given by top professors in the country from Yale and Harvard and MIT to over 100,000 students at a time. You got that number? In fact, 150,000 is the top number right now. You can get a physics class, advanced physics taught by a professor from MIT for free, sitting at home. Access to information is unlike anything we've ever experienced, from hieroglyphics to telephones to television. Nothing rivals what we are experiencing in this day and age. Getting back to Siri, the last major, as I see it, advantage of what's happening with technology is that our consciousness is being given a boost. I can now express my thoughts, manage my internal conscious experience through technology in a far more efficient way than ever before. So that when I do say, Siri, remind me in 5